So yesterday we talked all about slope and we learned about slope-intercept form. Now for today we are going to actually be graphing these lines in slope-intercept form. So first, just a reminder, we have our slope-intercept form, and that is y equals mx plus b. And again, another way that we can write y is f of x, and we learned that in our last unit. So for some of these you may see f of x instead of y. That's okay, they mean the same thing. And so again, just a reminder, the m, that stands for our slope, and the b stands for our y-intercept. So let's look at some examples of just identifying these when we have the equation. So this says to find the slope and y-intercept of each line. So I see for this first one, I have that my line is y equals 2/3 x plus 2. And so I'm going to go ahead and just write my slope-intercept form below this. And so I see that this 2/3 is in the same position as my m, and this 2 is in the same position as my b. And so that means for this line, my slope is going to be 2/3, and my y-intercept is going to be 2. Again, that's because my equation of this line is y equals 2/3 x plus 2. So that my slope is that number in front of x, and my y-intercept is that number that's being added at the end. And you can also tell this from the graph. So I see I have a point here and a point here, and I say I go up 2, to the right 3, so I have my rise over run is 2/3. And then if you remember from Monday from this week, my y-intercept is just where my graph crosses the y-axis. And so I see my y-axis being right here, that point is in fact at 2. So you can kind of check your work that way. Okay, go ahead and pause the video, and I want you to try number 2, identify the slope and the y-intercept. Okay, so the answers you should have gotten here is that your slope is -2 and your y-intercept is -1. So the thing to be careful here when you're looking at the equation is that you do have to include that sign that's in front of your b here. And so since this was a -1, that's going to make my y-intercept -1. Okay, that's it for this video. Go ahead and move on to the next one, where we will be talking about graphing these.